Let's see if we can get at least 2 cents worth out of this week's gallery. I'm going to start this week with euro dollar, not because it is a game changer bar, which is exactly what I'm looking for at this time of the week, but because it is in or at, if you like, the bottom of this range that I've depicted here, the immediate range, which only goes back, or what are we on, weekly chart? A couple of months really, maybe 3 months, but we've been in it for that long, and I am looking for a bounce off the bottom of that range this coming week. Now, as far as trading that's concerned, I don't really see anything that enthuses me at the moment. The weekly pivot, of course, will move, but the monthly pivot will remain where it is, and maybe that's due for a retest. But there you can see that range that I'm talking about. So I'm probably looking for a bounce maybe where the weekly pivot was. Actually, it won't move too far. And then a bounce back down here, give me a higher low, and then I can look to trade it up, taking profit before the monthly pivot. That is the first one that I want to look at this week. The second is CAD Swiss. Now on the weekly charts, which is the one that we look at, I do have that game changer bar sitting there, and again quite clearly similar to euro dollar, we have bounced off the bottom of that range. The difference being that we've gone straight to the top of it, which makes it really difficult to actually jump into the market right now. But on the bigger picture, what I do see is this descending channel. Okay, it's not perfect, but we do have two highs that are equal, if you like, sort of descendingly equal, if that's the thing. And of course, we've got three lows that are in a similar vein on the opposite side of the spectrum. But the bigger picture here is showing me something quite clear, and that clarity comes around this going back to 2015, where we had that big decoupling of the euro and the Swissy. Since then, this has been in a range for all of that time, bar there. And not sure how long, what I'm on a monthly chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Couldn't even last the year out beneath that level. We're back in it, and we have retested the bottom of it. So the bottom of that box, if you like, coinciding with the bottom of the descending channel. And indeed, if I go a little bit wider, you can see where that trend line comes from. There is a confluence with that one there as well. So I think this is a strong buying area. And the question is, when do we buy, of course? I think we're of a little bit of a problem area right now, but the candle's suggesting to me that we're going, and we'll probably go fairly soon. So yeah, good luck with the timing on that one. Perhaps you could play it as on the daily chart, something like this. A break, take out that high, retest the trend line, and then go. Obviously, you want to be taking profit in strategic areas, and that would be the way to go for me. But I think this has got real potential if it does break that level there, of, as I say, going in very slow doses perhaps, but right back up to what is that level, and I'll work out how many pips that are probably available for us. So we got in the market now. Potentially there's about 500 pips available for us, and I think you can get in off a fairly small number of pips as well. So it could be at 8, 10 to 1 if it does come off. That is CAD Swiss. Now pound CAD is the next. Pound CAD on the weekly chart is similar in that we have a clear range here as far as I'm concerned, and price above this 176.50 odd level does not seem to be appealing to the market. Once again, we've attempted to break it and failed, and put in a lower high with last week's candle, which of course is extremely dominant, and speaks to me that we are going to potentially get back down to the bottom or near the bottom of this range. Now, probably pretty tough to trade that at the moment where it is, because we are at a support level, but I think a pullback to the monthly pivot does make sense to me on pretty much any time frame. So daily, weekly, it looks pretty toppy to me, and a lower high here is definitely something that I would be looking to pursue. That's pound CAD. Now there are two more that I was looking at. Sorry, one more I was looking at, pound Kiwi. is the other. Now, pound Kiwi, I am indeed already trading and have been for quite some time. Just got to find the chart. There it is. And I'm in drawdown. Now, it's at a very, very interesting stage for me. If I look at the bigger picture, which is the monthly chart, we have, and we are at, in my humble opinion, a crucial point. This is what I was trying to trade in the first place, break and retests as we came back into that ascending channel. Well, since then, really what's happened is a higher high, higher low, higher high. Potentially this is the next higher low on the monthly chart. Weekly is a little bit indecisive on that, and perhaps you'd be thinking that where I've got my stop loss is potentially attractive to the market, and I'd have to agree with you. That does look to be a possibility. That said, we do have an untested monthly pivot up here as we get near to the end of the month, and I suspect that may be a little target, short-term target, if only, for the bulls here. Now, pound is a little bit weak, I've got to say, or has been a little bit weak. Kiwi has been on a tear until the last, last week really, and it did come off its highs. So the relative strength here is a little bit questionable, but I'm in favour of the pound over the Kiwi, and I do think this can go long, and indeed I think this could be tradable as it is, where you could put an entry above the bar, stop loss below it, and get your first take profit in the bank before the bottom of that range there, which is around about, say, that level. So you've got about 80 odd pips to pick up on a risk of, that's for TP1 I'm talking about, not total, about 184. So that kind of works for me. It is well and truly over the 1/3 that I require to get into it, so that should do me. So there we go. That is pound Kiwi, looking for a long above that bar, and as I say, get your take profit pretty early in the piece. So for this week, Paul, that is my 2 cents worth.
And worth well more than 2 cents, as always, Jeffrey. Rightio, everybody, thank you very much for joining us today, the 27th September 2021, for our Market Analyst or TTR show. It's been great to have the team, and thank you very much to Julian for staying up in the middle of the night to help us out with macro market overview, Alexis for bringing us that dollar story and the index and the fundamentals through there, Ash for starting to turn that into some Aussie dollar interest around the data, the COT data and the seasonal data, Ainslie for bringing us in the gold view, and supporting perhaps that the Aussie, we may see some Aussie movement as they come out of lockdown in a couple of weeks. Shukri has always been taking a look at the cryptocurrency. Ainslie back on oil and the new highs starting to come into focus there. Lloyd on currency indexes. One of my favourite sessions. Nice to have him back in. I'm sure it'll take a week or two to really bed that back in, but keep watching that, and then Geoff to give us the technical overview. Thank you to the team for doing a wonderful job. Do enjoy your Sunday evenings. Remember, guys, take your time, stay calm and make good decisions. And if you do that,